Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hayden Tickford channel. As you can probably see, I'm unable to do any panel beating for a while. After shoulder surgery, I have to take it easy. And I was thinking, what am I going to do for videos? Because, I want to keep my channel updated. And I know a lot of people like my videos. So I actually had a couple of people say, why don't you, we want to see all the cars you own. So I thought now's no better time than now to do that. I can just stand here and talk. So I'm going to do a video on this one. It is my 1999 AU XR8 Series 1 Ute. It's been abandoned in my backyard in the back corner for about 5 years, and I don't know what to do with it. So stick around, I'll tell you the backstory of this car, and then I'll show you around the car. Give you a bit of background information on this car just before I show you around and show you the condition it's in. So I bought this car in 2020, so nearly 5 years ago now, from a wrecking yard. It was out the front for sale. I thought it was too good to part out, being a Tickford XR8. So it was $1,500 they were advertising it for. I got it for $1,300. It needed an automatic transmission. It was slipping and no good. And I think an overheating issue from memory, and a lot of rust, which I'll show you in a minute. So I got it for $1,300. It had a Series 3 bumper bar on it that was all ripped off, and I was actually lucky enough, in the wrecking yard for sale, in the storage yard, they had a Series 1 bumper bar for a couple of $100. So I bought that and took it home with the car. So I got it home, I paid $1,300 for it, a couple of $100 for the bumper bar, so it was about $1,500 it owed me. And then I bought another second-hand auto for it for I think maybe $300-ish. Put that in, that fixed the auto issue. I'll put some photos up in a minute of how it looked when I got it and what it was like when I fixed it. I did a full cut and polish on it, come up really nice, started cleaning out the interior, and then once I pulled the interior out, I saw how bad the rust was in the back of the cab, and then it got put on the back burner, the paint faded off, being a solid, it lost all its clear, so it's never going to buff up or stay buffed, and then I just lost total motivation because it needs heaps of rust repairs. It's done 350,000 Ks, so it's going to need a lot of mechanical work as well. So I originally thought I'd buy it to flip it, to save it, then it got put on the back burner, and then I thought I'll fix it up, put it on club reg, and it can be my daily ute instead of my BA, and it can be on club reg. But then, just that got put on the back burner, and then now I'm in the process of thinking, what do I do with it? It's been sitting here forever, I need to get rid of it. So now I'm thinking maybe it's time to part it out, use the 302 Windsor in my XD that I'm restoring, that I don't have a motor for. So I could maybe use the LSD, the auto, all the running gear, and convert my XD to fuel injected with a 302 Windsor, and then I can part out the interior, the headlights, the wheels, and whatnot. So the car owes me a bit over $2,000 because I bought some new wheels for it as well. These Tickford wheels, I found a set with no gutter rash, put them on it as well. And now I'm just stuck what to do. And this is the point I'm at. I've got the skills to fix the rust, no problems, but by the time, so the car owes me about a bit over two. By the time I fix all the rust in it, all those hours and hours, it'd be about $1,000 worth of my labour just to repair the rust. Then it needs a full respray, then it needs brakes, suspension, the whole lot, because it's 350,000 Ks plus. It's been used as a work car. It needs a full overhaul. There's more thousands of dollars. So the car finished, at a very presentable level could end up costing me 5-6 grand finished. And you can buy one that's running on the road a bit rough for about 4 or 5 grand. So it's not worth me fixing it. I don't want to wreck it. I love saving cars. I love saving old cars from the road, but like this is just not worth it. Like even if I was to fix the rust for someone else, I need to get my 2 grand back I spent on it. Plus I'd need to get minimum $1,000 for all the rust repairs and whatnot I'd have to do. Like I would happily fix the rust for someone, but I don't think someone's going to pay me 3-4 grand for it as is, because then they would have to do a respray and mechanical work and whatnot. So I'll show you around the car, you can have a look at it. It's been abandoned here for 5 years, I haven't touched it. All I could do is come around here and spray the weeds around it. It's in the back corner of my property, I never see it. It's fully abandoned. I need some opinions. What should I do with it? Should I do something with it? Should I just part it out? Tell me what you think. So we'll start with the back and we'll move our way forward. So it's a tub Falcon, it's not a tray back. It's an XR8, you can see where the badges were here. I took them off when I was polishing it. You can see all the clear coat peeling off. It's got a Heyman Reese tow bar, it's got a square trailer plug. It's got a tough tonneau cover, which I actually bought at the wreckers for it. Has the tub liner inside. I use this for storage for all my parts for my cars. It's actually quite handy. So it's, all the clear coat's peeled off. There's some damage all around the tub. It's got the factory Series 1 Tickford wheels, which are like really, really nice. There's no gutter rash or clear peel on these, which they normally is. The tyres have a little bit of tread, but they're very old. You'd replace them anyway. LSD diff, being an XR8. Most of the rust, the worst part of it, is on the back here. It's probably going to be hard to see. Maybe we can get the camera down in between that tarp down in there. But as you can see, it's all rusty along that back edge on that back panel underneath that cab window. So that's the worst part. So the tub would have to come off, and then the back panel is welded on through this quarter here, through this join down there. So you could unpick that and you could cut it off from another car, preferably like a BA/BF. It's the same cab, and the BA/BFs were a lot less rusty. So I was planning on finding someone wrecking out a BF ute shell, and then buying the shell off them for a couple of $100 after they finish wrecking it out. And then I was going to cut the back panel off and weld it on. More rust moving forward. We've got a little bit starting here under the window, which is nothing to write home about, but a big chunk of it is down here in the sill panel. So you can see that corner of the sill's eaten out. So is this sill, and it's quite crusty along there, pretty much all the way to about here. So you'd have to replace that whole sill panel, which also is a big job, yes, but also not a huge job. But when you start adding things up like that and that, it just starts getting a bit bigger. And you could also, if you had a second hand, like another shell of a wrecked out BFBA, you could use that sill panel as well. So then moving forward, more rust, unfortunately, is on the roof here. So it's obviously the rust has started up here on this channel, so you can see right here in this window channel, you can see it's all in there and all across there, and some spots starting here. So if you saw my last video on an AU sedan, I changed the whole roof skin, which wasn't a big job at all. And being a ute, this would be even easier. So again, like if I had another shell from a wrecked out one, you could change the whole roof skin, which is not a big deal because the back window will be out anyway. You just got spot welds under that window. You've got about 10 spot welds here and probably 20 or 30 on the front. It's not a big deal. You could knock this skin off change the skin, change the back panel, put a new seal on it. A lot of work, but it can be done. So if you want to have a quick look at the interior, I'd just use it for storage. So there's a lot of junk in it, but it's a Series 1 cloth, power windows. I've got a dash mat on it. I've got the factory radio is still in it, and they've written the code on the glove box there. I've still got the original owner's manual. I've still got the details of the original owner in Queensland. So I'm actually thinking about trying to get in contact with him, and it'd be funny if he ever wanted his brand new car back. But it's Series 1. It's got the Momo steering wheel on it. It's got a red Momo wheel, which I had sort of refurbished. Not retrimmed, but refurbished. It's got the original seats, which are still in like pretty good condition. It's got no carpet in it because it was toast, which you'll see in some photos I'll put up of how I got it before. So I've cleaned all that out. So I've got new carpet there. That's the new carpet actually sitting on the seat. New black carpet to go in it. So then it's not too bad. But again, like unfortunately, I think the parts are better on the car than the actual car is itself. Moving forward, we've still got paint fade. We've still got paint fade over the whole car. I pulled some bits off it to polish it, like the plastics and whatnot, which I still got. This is the front bar for it. So this was the bar that was at the wreckers. It was white paint, but it was all peeling off. So I got some plastic paint stripper and I paint stripped it back. And this is just sort of where I lost motivation with the car, but I just needed to get in all these little nooks and crannies. But you can see, because it's been sitting here for 5 years, the paint's just peeling off now that it's been out here for so long. That bit of paint strip has worked wonders. So yeah, that bar's ready for primer pretty much with a bit of a sand. There's some dents on it here and there and whatnot, but all things you could do. And this is the heart of the old girl. This is where the magic happens. This is the 5 litre 302 Windsor. It's the 185 kilowatt V8 option. So it's pretty standard under here. I did buy a brand new genuine Ford Motorcraft new old stock upper hose with that overflow pipe on it, because the other one was just some dodgy hack job. But yeah, the motor's got, I think, 60,000 Ks on it, I think, from memory. Yeah, there's not much to say under here. It's a bit corroded from sitting around, but it would clean up good. It runs good. It actually sounds pretty tough because the exhaust is actually half rusted off as well. And you can see here, there's a bit more rust under here. So you can see just there by the VIN plate. So we got a bit of rust happening there, which is another common spot for AUs. They all rust out there, and it's probably a bit hard to see, but just up here in the same spot, we've just got a bit of rust just there on that plenum chamber. A small spot there, which again, they're not, that's a patch you could do in an hour, but it just all starts adding up. Battery tray's a bit rusty, but you could just pull that off and replace that. What month is it? It's where is it? December 99. So I think that's almost maybe on the verge of Series 2 maybe. I think Series 2 started, yeah, mid to late 2000s. Yeah, there's not too much else to say. It's probably a bit hard to see around this corner. With all, being parked up so close to the fence, but that side exactly the same as this side. And I'll try and show you. In here. If you want to come around over here, it'll be a bit hard to see, but maybe I can get you in there. So see if the camera can get in there just behind the driver's side. Can we see that rust on the back of the cab? So that's pretty nasty. So that's where that's where that lip is. There's that lip on the outside where the back panel's pinch welded together across the top. The water's just collected on top of that, and then it's just started rusting out underneath here, and you can just see the rust coming out. So if you had a second-hand cab, when you've taken the back panel off and separated it from this joint here, you can unpick this inner support bar. So that's the back panel there, so that'd be replaced, and then it's just this inner support bar which goes across here, which you'd also have to replace, which again, it's not a big deal, but it's just a lot of work for a car that's not worth a whole lot of money, unfortunately. But it does have a good roof liner. Yeah, the Tickford cluster. Yeah, that's unfortunately all that's really good about this car, to be honest. But tell me what you think. Like, yeah, would there be someone interested in buying it? Am I right? Is it just not worth it by the time I put all the work into it? Yeah, I would have loved to do the 2K, that Scotty challenge. What was that? 12s for 2K. I would have loved to do that with this car, being a V8. I've already got it. For $2,000, it would have been easy to put a turbo on it, you know, or a Vortex supercharger or something on it, just a cheap eBay kit. Bolt it to it, strip the hub off it for weight reduction. That would have been pretty cool, but I just don't have the funds or the time really to be doing that. But tell me what you think. What should I do with it? Leave it in the comments. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe, and stick around for the next one. I'll show you the next Falcon I own that you haven't seen on the channel. Thanks for watching.